Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Once Upon a Time review. Today we are reviewing The Other Shoe, the untold story of Cinderella. Say hello, Joe.
Boys, girls, all my chum hosts out there, welcome back to Other Robert. I'm Joe, and it's the two of us this week.
Yes. So, as I wasn't able to make it last week, which was unfortunate, but we are here to discuss, tonight's episode. What'd you think about it?
Uh, it's hard, right?
Yeah, that's how I felt about it.
It's hard because last week was so good. You know, the Count of Monte Cristo, the present story, everything just came together so nicely that it was gonna be hard to top last week's, and I don't think they did that.
No, I don't think we did it either. And I really liked last week's episode, and I didn't dislike this week's. I just
It's a huge step down.
Yeah, just it felt kind of backwards. Maybe it's because we were dealing with a character that's already been established
Yeah,
that it doesn't really make sense. And I feel like I've seen like the twist upon her stories.
yeah. This whole episode, not only just Cinderella, but even the current stuff, it all just felt very contrived to
I
me.
think you need more Hyde. I think that's what we need, more Hyde.
We need more Hyde and we need more untold stories. I mean, that's the
Yes,
gimmick of this.
that's the gimmick of the season, and that's the problem with today's episode because Cinderella is not untold. It's Disney's told it many times. They've given the original movie 2 sequels, a live action treatment, and other studios have done it. Once Upon a Time has done it. So the little twist they gave to her story didn't really feel original or untold to me.
Yeah, it didn't warrant a place in this season, essentially.
Yeah, I think it was very boring. And
Yeah, and the stuff with Emma as well. I mean, that just kind of lacked any kind of. It's
yeah,
it's kind of just it's not going anywhere. It's kind of just staying still, and I guess they're going to do that until the end of the season. And we have this problem when they try to do longer stories once upon a time, like
yeah.
with the Ice Queen or Hades. Even Peter Pan's a perfect one. They have the end sight in mind, and they show you in the beginning where they're going,
Yeah.
and then they just stretch it.
But the bigger problem with these arcs is it's supposed to be 22 episodes. Like you just said, the Ice Queen or Hades, that was just compressed to 10. So
I still don't believe we're getting a full season out of this.
I mean, I can only go with what I have. I'm not gonna.
I know. I think they're just hyping it a certain way. I don't think it's going to be a full season though.
Well, I mean, whatever it is, I think this episode was trying to establish more stories. It essentially just Cinderella, just maybe to draw in the audience, but then like Charming's thing where at the end of it he didn't burn the episode, or burn the that sheet that he got from Mr. Gold. Like he flat out said he would do it, and then he didn't do it, so he lied, just like his daughter Emma.
Yeah, it's kind of just creating controversy, just to create controversy at this point.
Yeah,
It just feels very uninspired. This episode just kind of turns for no reason.
what I did
And
like, there was one thing I did like about it though, and I really enjoyed the evil queen teasing Emma about essentially all the good she does when she dies turns to dust, and I like that.
continues to steal the show.
Yes, she totally does that.
And Hyde too. I mean, we don't see enough of Hyde, but when he's there,
Yes.
he makes his presence known. And I said that the first time we saw him. He can make the most out of his screen time.
Yes, and his screen time was very limited here, but I was very happy that she freed him at the end of the episode. I actually really am curious if they're going to be something. I would rather see them together than her and Mr. Gold.
Yeah, no, they are definitely an evil kind of power couple
They're
there.
an evil power couple.
It's an interesting turn to take, and they both feel like threats. You know what I mean? One of them does not seem weaker than the other. They are both very, very real threats.
Yeah, and I think this episode is also just to establish Dr. Jekyll. I kind of like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Frankenstein friendship that they had. I was really happy to see Dr. Frankenstein back, even though it was very, very small. But that was a cool little twist that they did.
And the story that they're kind of telling with Snow, I think it leads more to our kind of theory that this is the last season, because there seems to be an end game not only for the season arc, but for the show. They seem to say, well, we can bring it back to how it was during the curse. We can move on from everything that's happened and start a new life. And that seems very end of the show to me.
She essentially wants normalcy. She doesn't want to fight. I believe she said, like, we defeat, then we battle. I believe like she kind of did exactly what's going on. And she said exactly what's happened. And she wants to go back to a normal life and essentially get a happy ending, not have to do the battles. So I'm curious, maybe this could be the last season, but I don't want to speculate that for a little while. But even Emma, she wants
a happy ending.
A happy ending. She wants it to be honest with Hook. She was sort of honest with him. She said, move in with me, which was good. Though when she looked at the baby, I texted you during the episode. I'm like, I think she wants a baby now. I don't know. Like, you could just see a family. I think you could see a family with her and Henry and everyone. And I liked all the Captain and Swan moments in this episode. I think that's a big plus for it. But I don't think the Cinderella story helped it at all. I think you need newer characters to keep it fresh.
Especially with, like we said, what the gimmick of the season is. It's untold stories, right? Just because you throw a couple of twists and turns in Cinderella does not make it an untold story.
Yeah, and honestly, it's called Cinderella, and that's it. Like, it's not called Cinderella and her evil stepmother or Cinderella and her evil stepsisters. Like, I don't think audiences care so much about the backstory of those people. Like, they're just established to be evil, and the stepmother was evil. The sister was sort of good. I mean, it is what it was. And
for the long run, really, the takeaway from this episode, really, it's just kind of, well, now the establishing of the team between Evil Queen and Hyde, but really just kind of the nods that they're doing here towards this possibly being the last season. Because besides what we also mentioned, Emma talking about her happy ending, and happy ending is
the end. It's the end. That you're done.
But also, like, they're breaking the fourth wall. Grumpy, in a way, Grumpy with the whole, we don't wait for you to come back and save us. This moves on when you aren't here, kind of thing. It's tongue in cheek, really.
Yeah, I was happy to see Grumpy. They even said they got Dopey out of the tree, which I believe he was put in the tree in like episode 2 of season 5. And I thought that was great. Like, they addressed the problem from a season ago. So that's always a fun little thing that they did. I enjoyed Emma's discussion with Archie too, might I add.
Yes, absolutely. Those continue to be a treat every week, I think. I really wish we got more of that throughout the series. I really think that could have been a pretty cool staple for the series. I mean, obviously, too late at this. Even if this isn't the last season, it's kind of too late to, if they kept it going though. In previous seasons, that would have been pretty cool. But I really like it now. I think it's really effective, and it's a cool way to kind of just find out what's going on with our main protagonists.
I like that idea as well. She needs to be honest, though. You can kind of see how Emma and her father are being similar in the sense that they're both lying to their significant others. You need to just address the elephant in the room. That needs to be addressed. And
they both should have learned by now.
Yes, they really both should have learned by now, because at this point they're developed, they're established. Like, they need to know to be honest. Like, them not being honest is annoying, in all fairness.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, and I guess just the flashback didn't really do much. The episode was kind of establishing storylines. Poor Rebecca Mader had like 2 seconds on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, they're keeping her around. Her time isn't now. I guess it could be. There's probably a lot more coming up with her this season, I'm assuming.
I hope so.
And they're just keeping her around to keep her in our minds. So okay.
Well, at least she was honest. She said to Regina, she said, yes, the Evil Queen visited me. She was honest. So I did appreciate that with the character to keep. She's kind of like, I guess, in the middle between the two queens.
Yeah, just because she kind of had that turn didn't mean that she really became evil again. She's kind of what Regina
She's
kind of
stuck.
felt like in season 3.
Yeah, she's just sort of stuck. And
Yeah.
they're not going to ruin the development, I think, because I feel like they want to keep her inside of good. But I guess she just didn't have that much to do in this episode. Belle didn't have much to do in this episode. Even Mr. Gold didn't have that much to do in this episode. The characters really didn't have that much. I just think it established the threat of Hyde and the Queen, and that was how it ended.
Yeah.
And I think that's really it. Like, I wouldn't say it wasn't bad and I wasn't bored. I just don't think with what the show was trying to express for this season, it fit that idea.
Yeah, agreed. I think it was kind of a step back. And in any other season, maybe this could have been a more well-received episode in terms of what I guess what both of us thought probably. But with it being here, I don't think it fit the theme of the season.
It just didn't fit. It didn't fit. And I think I don't know if you caught the trailer for next week's episode, but it's focused on Hyde.
Oh, I thought
that was exciting. For what?
I thought you were going to say a haircut.
Oh well, yeah, we saw that too, but that wasn't really the focus of it. The focus was on Hyde, and I saw a couple people in the comments saying that they don't want to see a lot of Hyde, or they don't like the idea of Hyde and the Evil Queen. I disagree. I think that's what's keeping me engaged this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing him fleshed out more and seeing how he came to be. Essentially, I don't really know the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so to see the Once Upon a Time version of it will be pretty cool.
From what little time we've seen Hyde that we've spent with Hyde,
yeah, it hasn't been that many episodes. It's only been about 4.
Especially, and look at the amount of time that he was in each episode. There hasn't been a lot.
Nope.
I think he's one of the best villains we've had on the show. Oh, yeah. I mean, I loved Peter Pan. I thought Pan was great. Zelina obviously was great. Snow Queen great. But I really think he's up there. I mean, we need to see more from the character in terms of what he's going to do. But the actor is bringing it. The character has this kind of – he's kind of keeping this calm kind of intensity that I think works really well. And I think what Hades tried to do but failed.
Right, yeah.
is this kind of calm.
I don't think Hyde's going to fail. Hyde's too I don't want to call him demented. That's the wrong word. Yeah, I just feel like he's too determined. He's too determined. And just speaking of villains, Jacob Hera just said, can we talk about Lady Tremaine? In terms of what she did, it felt very evil stepmother. She had a shotgun. But I did like who they picked to portray her here. I kind of felt like it was pulled right from the animated movie.
Yeah, I think she really fit the character. I think she did great.
Yeah, she was very good. As a being an evil stepmother, she did a really good job. Cate Blanchett, I believe, did it in the 2015 movie. And I actually like this adaptation of The Evil Stepmother more just because I felt like you're literally pulling it off the screen.
Right, absolutely. Agree completely.
But she had a shotgun. She's not like a magical villain. She teamed up with the Evil Queen. We didn't even get to see that. That actually would have been really cool if they had a little team up to see those two on screen. Because that's like the first 2 Disney villains to ever come together. So
yeah, and I was gonna say maybe it's not too late, but I mean,
she's in jail. She's in the town. Yeah. She's wearing.
I don't think many would even want to see her back. She was great for this episode.
She did the job. I think
exactly.
I think what saved the episode, which I don't think was bad. I just don't think it worked well, as I said, for this gimmick of the season. I think the acting was fantastic here.
Absolutely,
the acting was very good.
No question.
Yeah, I really did like it. So I feel like we've essentially wrapped up the episode. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was not on level with last week. Right. But the storylines that are going to be established. If you guys have any questions, please shoot them out now, and we'll take them. So we leave it up to you in the comments. Because I know the chat keeps going. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to keep my eye on here. It's
I caught Jacob's because Jacob was something we didn't talk about, but I feel like a couple people were talking about the evil queen and Regina and whatnot. I think Emily Nicole said what happened to the other stepsister, who I guess in this case would be Drusilla, because I feel like the other one would be Anastasia, even though they're not the names that the Disney movie used. Who knows? I mean,
that's another untold.
That's another untold story that they're probably never going to do.
That's an untold story for a different week.
Yeah, that we're never going to see, and honestly, I don't think a lot of people care about.
But there's some sleeping curses in there, so stay tuned.
Yeah, just more sleeping curses. Ashley Grith just asked, "What meal did Hyde get from the queen in the beginning?" I don't know what she served him, but I know Regina served him lasagna.
Philly cheesesteak.
Yes, an evil queen, a fairy tale queen, served Hyde Philly cheesesteak.
Right.
LOL Chipmunk 1374 said, "I wonder why Rumple kept saying the creepy rim."
I don't think it was meant to be creepy. I think it was meant to show that he wants to be the father. You know,
yeah, he wants to be involved with the baby. I think that's a big thing to
There's
take
still
from him.
Human in him, you know.
Yeah,
I guess,
I mean, he's
right?
always
At this point.
Yeah, he's weird. His role was very limited. I mean, his deal with Charming was, "I'll give you this little note card if you give a tape to Belle." And
yeah, when he said, he was making things big. You know, oh, this is quite a big thing you want here.
yeah, I think because he feels kind of broken in a sense that he doesn't know what to do. So he can't really be. I guess why be evil if I don't have my wife and child to rule with me? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I still think. I mean, someone had mentioned it, I think, a couple weeks ago, or no, because it was last week that the scene happened. I mean, I think it's Hook. I forgot who mentioned it, but that Hook probably had killed David's father.
I'm wondering if that's the case, and they probably could flip it into it, but
I think that's.
I guess that's a very good.
Someone commented it last week, and for the life of me, I can't remember who commented it, but yeah, that was.
I'm actually interested to see if he would do that, because that would strain their relationship that they already have.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It kind of seems like a twist just for the sake of a twist, and then like a couple weeks they'll be fine.
Yeah. Someone, CC Cole just said, I want to see Zelina go up against someone from the Untold Stories. We talked about that a little bit ago. There's probably something. Yeah, it's going to happen. She's definitely going to have to go up against someone. Rebecca Mader hasn't had a big enough role in the past 3 episodes, so I think that she'll definitely get something to do. Also, Sean McGuire's coming back, so not as a starring role, but we're going to see Robin Hood return at some point too.
Is that confirmed for present though, or maybe
he's going to be in the past, like a flashback episode? So,
okay. I was going to say, how does that work?
Yeah, no, he's dead. His soul was obliterated. There's no way to resurrect him, I think.
Yeah.
You can't pull a hook. You can't pull a hook with him.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I really feel we wrapped it up. Thanks, guys, for throwing up your comments. Sometimes the acting on the show, like for example, who's a character that we sometimes thought just didn't portray the role right?
Who doesn't? I'm sorry.
Who doesn't portray the role right? There have been some character, like Hades, I guess is a good example. Hades wasn't the best, right?
Right. And who are you talking about right now?
I'm just kind of trying to wrap it up by just using the acting.
Gotcha.
Hades didn't. Greg German, we thought was going to be good, and then kind of went off course. Hyde is keeping up and is doing a great job, and I love what he's doing with the character. And I think that the acting made this episode stick out in my mind. Hercules, actually, Holly Tomax is that a character that for not so good actors. Hercules, A+. Totally agree.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. Anyway, the point of my story is I think that the acting really helped me get into this episode, even though I feel like we've seen a good chunk of this happen before.
Right.
And that's our review. That's essentially our review. You can keep commenting in the comments below, guys. If you have more things to say, we'll try to get back to you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you tuning in to the review, and Oh, I guess next week, unfortunately, we won't be able to do a live show. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we have bad news.
Yeah.
Neither one of us will be doing a live show next week, um, unfortunately. But we'll be back 2 weeks
We'll be
with
back
not
in
only
2
Once Upon a Time, but Walking Dead as well.
Yep. I'll cover the episode I'll cover the episode on Monday for you guys though, so that we can still talk about it because I think next week's going to look it's going to be amazing. I thought it looked kind of thrillerish, and I want to talk about it.
Plus,
So,
I'm expecting at least a 10-minute scene with Rumple's haircut.
yeah, when I saw that little trailer, I went, "What happened there?" Like, I knew that he cut his hair for whatever movie he was working on, but why would they pull it off? Like, why would they pull off the wig?
Because my guess is that he's going to say he's a changed man or something.
Oh, and that long hair was evil.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, no, just that like he's a changed man. You know, I don't know.
New do for the dude. Jacob Hera just had one more comment, which I liked. He asked if we're excited for Aladdin and Jasmine. I know you're not a big Aladdin fan, but are you at least curious to see them come on the show?
Again, I think this would have fit wonderful in 5A or something like that.
Yeah.
In this season with this
stories.
theme, I just don't think it fits.
I agree because we've seen Aladdin. It has 3 movies and a TV series and a special. The characters are very heavily marketed with Disney. Fairy tale is not uncommon knowledge. So in terms of being untold, it's not like something special, but I like the characters a lot, and I'm actually
the casting. Casting's great.
Cara David is perfect to be Princess Jasmine. Totally,
absolutely. Casting's great. Even Jafar. I mean, casting's great. No problem with casting whatsoever.
Oh, no, I think casting's fantastic.
Competent job. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing a competent job with it. Just I don't think it fits.
Yeah, I think, as I said, when something's so popular and the idea is untold, hard to do that. But
no.
I'm looking forward to seeing them portrayed in live action because this is what the show does. It allows us to see the favorite Disney movie characters portrayed in live action, at least for a little bit of time. And even if they have like a recurring role like Ariel, where she's just in 2-3 episodes, I think that'll be perfect. So I am looking forward to it. So thank you all for tuning into our review. Thank you for your great comments. And as we said, we won't be back next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks to cover this episode and the season premiere of season 7 of The Walking Dead, if you guys are into that. So
and
tune in.
Also, not to just cut you off here, sorry. We also are going to be doing live shows on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So if you want
yes.
Might as well just plug that while we're going. We're going to be doing this again just with Flash on Tuesday and Arrow on Wednesday. So if you guys watch that, you can come back and chat with us again.
Yeah, fans of the DC TV universe, we're covering those shows intensely. So
yeah, I was telling Rob to watch it all summer long, and he called up. So
yeah, I did. Yeah, well, they know. There's tons of videos on the channel. Supergirl. We won't be live tomorrow for Supergirl, but Joe will be reviewing Gotham. I haven't caught up with that, and I'll be reviewing Supergirl if you guys are fans of Team Supergirl. Supergirl. So we've ranted long enough. We plugged our upcoming projects. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you hope you enjoyed what we said. Please share your comments in the comment section, and we'll talk soon. All right, guys. Bye.